Now, in today's segment, we're going to talk about some, quite sensitive topic for some people, inner child. This topic has been buzzing all over social media. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, so you said it. It's been buzzing over social medias, and I've seen people talking about their inner child trauma. So I'm thinking something that happened when they were children, when you were a kid, and it's something that just won't go away, right?
I never really grappled on the actual meaning and also actual explanation of it.
Yeah, well, that's okay because right now we're going to see the following clip on how to identify our own inner child. Inner child is a part of our subconscious that has been picking up messages way before it was able to fully process what was going on mentally and emotionally. And each one of us has an inner child living inside.
Our inner child can often recall good experiences as well as childhood fears, traumas, neglects, and also significant loss. It holds emotions, memories, and beliefs from all the past, as well as hopes and dreams for the future.
Inner child is a hot topic on social media nowadays. Hashtags like inner child healing and inner child love have been viewed billions of times on TikTok, with some people sharing their healing activities and others describing conversations with their younger selves. Now, it turns out the concept of inner child is not new. Psychologist Carl Jung is credited with coining it about 100 years ago, and research has long suggested that the quality of our childhood relates to later in life outcomes.
So if it was coined out in 100 years ago,
Yes.
why do we only hear it now? Right?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find
out, right?
Yeah, we're gonna find out about that. And also, how do we overcome our inner child trauma? Now, to know more about that and to answer our questions, we have here with us in the studio psychologist Efnie Indrianie. Good evening, Efnie.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me today.
It's really
She's a familiar face.
exactly. I was about to say that. So now we have Efnie in our studio because usually we spoke to her online. So Efnie, about today's topic.
Yep.
Childhood, inner childhood, if I'm mistaken. Oh, inner child.
Inner child.
Inner child. Okay. What is the inner child, and also what is childhood trauma?
Okay.
Inner child trauma.
Inner child.
Yeah. Inner child and inner child trauma. What is that?
Yes. Everybody has their own past experience, especially in 7 first years of life.
7 first years.
Yes,
of life.
7 first years. Every human has so many experiences that we save in our unconscious mind. Because based on the biology molecular study, we found that so many experiences we save in our subconscious mind.
Oh.
Positive or negative experiences.
Oh, I thought it was only for negative, but it's only about
Positive
too.
also.
Okay.
And untreated negative experiences when we were a kid will become our inner wound childhood.
Oh.
Okay, inner wound childhood is inner childhood trauma. And it have a lot of influence to our life today.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true. Not only negative but also positive. Like my favorite flavor of ice cream. I remember that.
Of course. Now let's talk about inner child trauma. How can we tell if someone has inner child trauma? Like, can you look at me and see, oh, she has the inner child trauma?
Or you have to do a certain test and also a certain research for that.
Of course, sometimes we don't need to assess by using specific tests to check someone's condition.
Okay.
Yes, we can
Yeah.
observe in daily activity.
Oh.
Okay, we have to be more careful.
Okay.
There are specific features for someone who have inner child trauma.
Like,
For the first, they cannot control their emotion in life.
Whoa, wait. I'm an angry driver. So, sometimes when I drive, I don't have that much of patience for like people who do not follow
Yes.
the rules.
Yeah, sometimes we overreaction for the small thing in life.
Jumpy.
or
Something
like
like that.
short-tempered.
It could be short tempers, and sometimes when we're talking to others and we can see our friend just check the cell phone and while the talking process, and we overreaction, become very angry because of that. Remember, that is one of sign that we need a lot of attention for
Okay,
the
I
inner
pass.
child.
I pass on that. I pass. And then?
Why?
And then?
And then after that, they always have a problem to deal with the others people.
Oh.
Could it be like someone who's always has a problem with waitresses or waiters at the restaurants, right?
Yes, that's the simple things. And sometimes when they try to work in a team, they cannot work together with the others. Not because of the perfectionist personality, but they always see the negative side from the other people. So everybody around the world only negative, only made at the positive things.
So it's like selfish, no? Or you think you're like, you're the best.
Not really, but that could be one of the things or indicators maybe, yeah?
Yes, that's why they always try to find the good thing only for themselves, and it's not easy for them to deal with the others people, especially, of course, in a romantic relationship also.
Oh, that also.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
we spoke about that too, but we want to know what are some of the most common effects caused by an inner child trauma.
By inner child trauma, we become unhappy personality in the future, unhappy adulthood life. Because so many trauma, painful experience deep inside, and we never untreated about it.
Yeah,
So we need to
yeah.
overcome it, of course.
So how to overcome it is you do healing, right? So when you do healing, why is it so important for you to heal? Like maybe some people think it's like, this is just who I am.
You know, sometimes, yes, exactly. People would say like, I'm fine,
Yeah.
sort of. But like what Yanni just asked, what is actually the importance of it?
Yes, because by inner child trauma, our mental capacity will reduce until 70%, okay?
Oh, really?
Yes, the rest of that, 30%, that can be used to do everything, maybe for working, for do
that's so
daily activity. Yes, it will absorb our productivity. So we should to overcome it.
So we
Okay.
have to go healing.
Yeah, we have to go here. Not those kind of, misperception of healing that people have in Indonesia at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not healing, by the way. That's vacation. So it actually occupies 70% of
Yes.
our mental capacity.
Yep.
So I also heard in social media, people, especially on TikTok, where people could actually talk everything, and you have to filter it yourself. There are several types of inner childhood trauma. Child trauma. What are those?
Yeah, most of the inner child trauma because of the family. Yeah, traumatic experience when they were a kid in the family. But we must be more critical things than before. Because sometimes when the people try to tell to the others, okay, I have an inner child trauma, but actually it's not an inner child trauma. Only traumatic experience,
Yeah.
but not the inner child. Because the inner child trauma, because of the negative experiences when we live in the 7 first years of life.
So remember, you
Yeah.
do not self-diagnose.
Yes.
Go to an expert. Now, on that note, what are the approaches commonly used by psychologists to help someone to overcome the inner child trauma?
Okay, as a clinical psychologist, I use the comprehensive perspective to overcome it. We use the approach by giving the treatment for the mind, for the body also, and for the soul. Okay, for the first, how give the treatment to the mind state? For the mind, we should to put the negative, positive information to the person. So how we can change someone's memory? We cannot change, but we can overcome the feeling about the experience. They still remembers because our brain cannot forget the
Can you
memory.
give us an example?
Okay, maybe when we remembers when we don't get everything when we were a kid, or maybe abuse from the parents to the kids, until we become an adulthood, we still remembers how we gave a treatment from our parents.
Yeah.
But we can neutralize the feeling by change our mind first. It's like a long process to change our mind, to remapping our brain. We call it that's in the mind state. We change our reframing process to change our inner code in our brain. We can use it by using hypnosis,
Okay.
cognitive behavior therapy.
Okay.
That is two kind of therapy that can be applied to the someone to change their mindset first.
Okay.
Okay, this is the first step.
The mind.
Okay, the mind. The second step, we have to give a treatment to the body also. Most of the people always feel unfit because of their traumatic experiences when they were kids. And sometimes we call it psychosomatic symptoms.
Yes.
Yeah, when
I'm
they try.
familiar with that term.
Yes, when they try to check to the medical doctors, there is no specific sign on the body. There is no specific disease also, but they feel unhealthy every time and everywhere.
Yeah.
For the first time, we try to improve their dopamine hormone on the brain.
Okay.
Easy
How?
to do. Sunbathing in the morning. Okay, easy to do that. So don't prevent the sunrise in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, so as
And
easy.
walking.
In the morning, just
Yeah,
a little jog.
that's
or
true.
walking.
That's true.
Okay.
Easy to do.
And the third one?
Okay, the third one in the soul's perspective.
Okay.
Do one kindness in a day. Based on the biopsychological study, we found that people who do at least one kindness in a day, we can check the dopamine hormone will increase inside the blood.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
Okay, all right.
Doing one kindness a day.
You're
Can you meet me every day and do one kindness to
I
me?
can remind you every day. So for those of the people working on their inner child trauma, what are the tips that will help them heal their trauma? Do you just tell them just go healing vacation?
Yeah, come on.
Or
Just the steps, the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a psychologist, I always ask for every people save their time in a quiet place. Sometimes we just busy with our daily routine.
Yes,
We forget to hear our inner voice.
Yeah.
Come on, our inner child always become our inner voice. And we only can hear that in a quiet place.
Yeah.
Take our deep breath. So many methods to relaxing our brain, okay?
Yep.
Take a deep breath and then release and try to hear what we need actually. Sometimes we just try to do everything because of the social desire for us.
Yeah, I
Not
agree.
because of our happiness.
true.
Yeah, inner child always asks to fulfill to get the personal happiness, of course.
I see. So remember that is actually the first step, to listen to yourself.
Yeah.
And now, let's say someone might go extra miles to those steps
Yeah.
to overcome the inner child trauma. But how to approach and overcome resistance that may arise in the... That's actually true. The process of healing inner child trauma. Because some people would be like, no, I don't want to let this go. I don't want to forgive. Things like that.
I'm laughing because
Yeah.
she's laughing. She's like, this question.
I got that like oftentimes.
During 15 years, I become a clinical psychologist. This is a big problem for every patient that I face.
Yeah.
Yeah, personal resistance. Sometimes they don't be patient with the process. So always make a journaling, simple journaling, gratitude journaling every day. We can write down every night before we going to bed. Let's count our blessing every day.
Yeah.
I can still breathe today. I can meet my friend today. I can eat. I can drink. It's a kind of our blessing. Yeah. For the first time, just
I
try
heard
to
this
count
like
the blessing.
every single day, but I don't know how an easy thing could actually do immense effect to you.
So it's like being thankful for your day,
True.
right?
Yes,
True.
that's true.
Maybe it's like a little prayer before you go to bed. You just say your thanks. But I have a question for you. For parents who have, I'm a parent and my kid is going to be 7 this year. So
Okay.
for parents, what can they do in the first 7 years of their kid? Do you have any tips? Like what should we do so they don't have inner child trauma?
Yeah. For the first 7 years in life, our basic needs is love and secure feeling need. So try to fulfill the love and secure feeling in the kids. That can help us to reduce or prevent the inner child trauma. Only that, a simple thing.
Love and secure.
Love and secure feeling.
But you know, when they become 5, 6, 7 years, they get
Yeah.
a little bit annoying. So then what do I do so I don't get mad? Be patient.
Be
Be
patient.
patient.
Okay.
We have to be more patient. Why? Because based on the one of research in Virginia University, they found that when we angry, our bioelectromagnetic from our body will transfer to the kids. So even though we only angry inside in the
Yeah.
heart,
Yeah.
they can feel that.
Right.
Yeah, they will feel uncomfortable with the condition like that, even though we
Okay.
don't spoke in our mouth.
How long does it take for someone to overcome their inner child trauma? Does everybody can overcome it or no?
Not everybody can overcome it because so many limiting belief from the persons. But actually, they need more than 3 months, maybe for 1 hour. And some of people with the very, very bad experience from the traumatic experience, they take maybe 1 or 2 years, but they must go frequently, consistently to the therapist to overcome it.
Once a week.
Wow.
Once in a week.
Once a week.
Once a week. Okay, so let's say these people coming to you with their inner child trauma, and then do they come with the notion that, hey, Efnie, I think I have an inner child trauma or something like that, or they
Oblivious.
oblivious about it?
They don't know their condition. They just say that I'm unhappy.
Oh.
Okay, I'm unhappy. You should to help me. What's wrong with me?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as a psychologist, I have to help them try to find what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
They don't know for the first. They have an inner child trauma. Sometimes they come with the problem. I have a problem with my partners. I have a problem with my boss. I cannot continue my study. But the cause of the problem, the root of the problem is because of the inner child trauma. So they never know about it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even that to know that someone has an inner child trauma, you have to go to an expert to find out like actually you have the inner child trauma. So you do not self-diagnose. You do not do anything that you find on the internet just to test and diagnose yourself. But what are the long-term benefits from healing the inner child trauma?
Of course, it's so many benefits. One of that is increase our productivity. Okay, number 1. Number 2, we can keep our brain healthy because sometimes people try to forget their past experience that lead them to the Alzheimer disease or dementia, yeah, something like that. They try to forget everything.
Right.
Wait,
We
that
call
advanced?
it, yes, cognitive impairment can happen because of that, because they try to forget for everything.
Oh, so that is actually how strong your brain is.
Yeah.
But do you remember the first 7 years of your life? Because I don't think I remember. Or
I
maybe
do remember.
have it.
Probably,
just blocking it,
probably.
right?
But if you ask me, I don't know. According to Krizia, I spoke a lot with Krizia, and Krizia said that I have a photographic memory.
Okay.
Like I could even map how my teacher looked like when I was in the first grade.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I could actually picture it, and even to the detail to her earrings, let's say. I could
Wow.
even remember that. And, things like that. So if you ask me if I remember the first 7 years of my life, probably I do.
Yeah.
Probably I do. But in that sense, maybe we should talk even more further to find out if I have that kind of inner child trauma. But there are actually things that you need to know, you need to separate from myth and fact. Therefore, we will invite Krizia to play a game.
Okay.
Yay.
Hi, guys. Hello again.
So, Efnie, this is Krizia, the one who told me that I have a photographic memory.
You do have that. You do. And so today, I will be the judge of our game today.
We're playing the game.
We are going to play myth or fact. So
right.
I will read out a statement, And you both will have to answer whether it's myth or facts. Very easy. If you paid attention earlier, then it wouldn't be a problem. And then Efnie here will reveal the right answer afterwards. Are
Okay.
you ready?
Ready.
Yes. Ready. Okay.
So, can we get that?
No, yes. Here you go.
All
Okay.
right.
Ready?
We're ready.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, first one. Myth or fact? Inner child trauma only occurs to those who have encountered extreme physical or sexual traumatic experiences.
Wait. Only. Myth.
Okay, Efnie, reveal the answer, please.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
Yay, because of the inner child trauma, because of the bad experience, not just because of the physical abuse or something related to the
okay.
sexual thing.
So they both got it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
right.
it's a myth,
Yay. It's a myth, everybody.
Yes,
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, now the next one. Myth or fact, okay? Inner child trauma can negatively affect mental health from childhood to adulthood.
Fact.
Yes, I believe it's a fact.
Yeah.
So is it myth or fact?
Fact.
Yay! You got it right.
So, can negatively affect a person's mental health?
Yes, of course, during the life, if
And-
untreated.
Is it also affecting decision-making process?
Yes, of course, in so many aspects of life.
All right.
Decision making or thinking process also.
All right, now we move on to statement number 3. Myth or fact? Overcoming inner child trauma requires professional help such as psychologists.
Can I have 3, 4 facts board here?
Yeah, and the answer is myth or fact?
Fact.
Yes.
Fact. Okay.
Do not self-diagnose.
Do not self-diagnose in any kind of mental condition.
Yes.
All right. Another one. Are
Yes.
you ready?
Oh, ready. Ready.
Okay. Myth or fact? Only bad childhood experiences can cause inner child trauma.
Well, I
this is
guess
tricky.
so.
Trauma can cause trauma.
I guess so. Fact, isn't that? Yeah.
Okay. Yanni answered it's a myth. Hans answered it's a fact. What about you?
Fact.
Fact.
Yes.
Yes, because inner child trauma, because of the negative experiences when we were a kids, and the positive experience is
Yeah.
only inner child only, not the child.
Okay, got it, got it.
All right, let's move on to number 5. Myth or fact? Inner child trauma can heal on its own.
Oh, that's
I think this one
don't think
is related to number 3, right?
yeah.
On its own,
Myth.
Yes,
we need
It's a
her.
myth?
it's a myth.
So we need
guys.
her.
Yes, we need specific therapy to overcome the condition. Sometimes when we think during the time it will really by its own, no. They cannot heal by itself. Specific therapy must be done.
Okay.
Okay, one of the therapies could be hypnotherapy, right?
Maybe from the hypnotherapy, cognitive behavior therapy, brain remapping process, IMDR, so many therapies that can be applied, but depend on the people's personality. So we have to assess the patient first, try to analyze the personality, and then we can choose which one therapy that's suitable to overcome it.
Noted. All right, let's move on to the next one. Myth or fact? Overcoming inner child trauma is a short-term process.
No. 2 years minimum is not a short term.
She said 3 months.
No.
years.
2 years. 1 to 2 years.
Oh, I thought it was 3 months.
But 3 months also is a long time.
Okay, make up your mind. Myth or fact?
Myth.
Myth. And the answer is?
Yes, myth.
Myth.
It takes a long process, start from 3 months, maybe 1 year, 2 years, and can be more than it. In my experience, my patient, it take 3 years to overcome it.
Really?
Yes.
Even some experts says that it takes a lifetime. It doesn't stop until you die. I mean, you will always have problem in life,
Yeah,
right? And you
yeah,
have
yeah,
to go to therapy regularly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is
Once
that true?
a week. Yes,
Once a
that's
week.
true. Once a week. They need to get the therapy, psychotherapy from the professional.
Okay, good to know. And move on to the last one. Myth or fact? Inner child trauma has no significant impacts on a person's interpersonal relationship.
Oh,
Myth.
myth. It's a myth.
very sure of the
Big.
answer. And answer
We
is
learned
right
this
answer.
today.
Myth.
Myth.
Explain further, please.
Yes, because our inner child trauma can influence our behavior when we try to deal with the others peoples. It's not easy for someone with have an inner child trauma to deal with adult people.
All right.
Yeah, always have a problem because of the complicated personality.
Is going to a psychologist enough, or should one go to a psychiatrist as well, depending on the case?
Depending on the case, sometimes they need to go to the psychiatrist because maybe if they have another symptom, clinical symptom that need to cure by the medical prescriptions. Yeah.
Well, we learned a lot today. I
Yeah.
paid attention to your dialogue, guys. It was amazing.